Hi everyone, welcome to 6 Art. Today's video is requested by one of my friends who liked my speed drawing video of forest house, but he wasn't able to understand the drawing process of this house. So he requested me to explain those steps. So that's what I'm gonna do today. So let's get started. Okay, now in Inkscape, go to rectangle tool and draw a rectangle like this. Next, open this fill and stroke tab and remove the strokes. Now while rectangle is selected, go to any dark shade of blue. Okay, now select this snap cusp nodes and also snap to path. Okay, now select this bezier pen and snap to this corner. Press and hold Ctrl key. Now you can see after pressing Ctrl key you can rotate this line in steps of 15 degree like this. So starting from vertical, I will rotate this in step of 3 steps. So 1, 2 and 3. So this is now in 45 degree. So I will click here and I will click here and complete this triangle. Okay, now press D on your keyboard so it will select this dropper and click on this rectangle. Now while your triangle is selected, go to stroke paint and remove the strokes. Now select this triangle again, press Ctrl D which will duplicate it. Now while your Ctrl key is pressed, move this triangle horizontally. Okay, now I'll just increase its width. Okay, now next select this bezier tool again and just fill this area. Once again press D on the keyboard which will select the dropper and click in this area, and finally remove its strokes. So now we have this closed figure of many objects. Now next what I will do is, first for your reference I will change its color so you can see what's going on here. So I'll bring this triangle to the top and bring this triangle also to the top. Okay, now what I will do next is I will click on this vertical ruler which will give me this guideline. So I will place it here. Now I will click on this horizontal ruler and bring another guideline. Okay, now you can see our diagram has distinct roof and lower portion. So now I will select these triangles and change the colors. Before you proceed further, make sure you deactivate the snap nodes. Now go to rectangle tool and draw a rectangle of about this much height. Now while this rectangle is selected, go to fill tab and under the fill tab select this HSL button and increase its lightness. Okay, now I will place it here. Make sure you maintain some gap between this roof and this rectangle. Now select this node tool and you can see there is a circle at top right corner of this rectangle. Just click on that circle and drag it down. Now I will increase its width from both the sides. Okay, now select this. While this rectangle is selected, duplicate it 4 more times. You can also press Ctrl D for this. Okay, now make sure that the bottom of these two rectangles match, so I will increase height of this bigger rectangle. Okay, now select all five rectangles and go to Align tab and click on the second icon which says distribute centers equidistantly. Okay, now what I will do next is select all these rectangles, press shift key on the keyboard for this. Now duplicate all of them. Now press Ctrl key on the keyboard so you can move them horizontally. So I will drag them to the left like this. Okay, now while these new rectangles are selected, press D on the keyboard to get the dropper and click on this dark color. Now press S to get the select tool and reduce its width from the right side about this much. I think we made these rectangles too large, so I'll select all of them and reduce their height. This much is enough. Now I'll select these last two ones and duplicate them and place them at the bottom. Okay, now press Ctrl key to select any object which is in the background. So I'll click again. Now you can see it has selected this rectangle in the background, so I will make sure that it aligns with this bottom one. Okay, now I think this is enough. Now next what I will do is I will select these four rectangles and press Ctrl key to duplicate them, and while my Ctrl key is pressed I will drag them to the right. Now press shift key on the keyboard and you can see because of the shift key we can reduce its width from the both sides. So about this much is enough. Okay, next I will select this four rectangles again and I will duplicate them, and while I will press and hold the Ctrl key and drag them to the left about this much. Now press D key on the keyboard and give them this light blue color. Okay, now while these four rectangles are selected, reduce the width from the right side about this much. Okay, maybe I should increase their width. Next we will make rooftop of this house, but first we need two angled guidelines. So I will go here and turn on this snap nodes, and I'll turn off this snap to path. We just need snap to cusp node. So now come to this right top corner and drag one guideline like this and place it here. Now let's zoom in and drag another guideline and place it here. You can see there is distance between this guideline and this end, so I'm deliberately keeping it like this. Now I'll click on this horizontal ruler and bring another guideline like this, and I will repeat the procedure and bring another guideline here. Let me zoom in so you can see. And finally, I'll bring another 45-degree angled guideline and place it here. Now you can see we have made a wooden, rectangle, which will be our wooden roof. So I will select the Bezier pen and click on the four corners. Okay, now while this is selected, press D on the keyboard and give it this color. Now go to fill tab and remove the stroke. Remove the stroke. Now all we have to do is select this rectangle, duplicate this and press and hold control key on the keyboard and duplicate it few more times. Okay, let me first turn off this snap notes because it is annoying now. You can see I have kept some distance between the end and this last rectangle. Okay, now select all of these rectangles, go to align tab and click on this second one which says distribute centers equidistantly. Now all we have to do is delete this guidelines because we no longer need them. Sorry, keep this vertical one, delete rest of the lines. Now I'll select all these rectangles and reduce their width so it will look better. Okay, now it's looking good. Now what I will do next is select this rectangle tool and draw a rectangle like this. Fill it with yellow color. So this is the window of this house. Next select next make another rectangle like this. Press D on the keyboard to select the dropper tool and fill it with this dark color. Now place it over here. Now click on it and duplicate and rotate it by 90 degree. So place it like this and reduce its width. Okay, now we are done with this this window. Let's follow the same procedure for bigger window. So I will just select everything, press Ctrl D. Now I'll drag it here and press Ctrl and Shift and increase its width about this much. Okay, now what I will do next is select this rectangle and I will just duplicate this. Now I will reduce its width from the left side like this. Now do this for mm, other two rectangles. Duplicate and reduce the width. Okay, now for this side I will again duplicate this rectangle, but this time I will fill it with this lighter color and send it below this window. So okay, now you can see. Now just select this left side and drag it over here. Repeat the procedure for other rectangles. So duplicate, make lighter color, lower it below the window. Now you can see this rectangle is visible outside the window, so I'll just reduce its width. And again repeat the procedure. Okay, next I will, you can see there is this light rectangle is still visible here. So what I will do is I'll just increase width of this window, and also I will reduce its height so it aligns with these two rectangles and this window. Okay, now next I will just duplicate this rectangle and bring it here like this. Now I'll duplicate this again and press D on the keyboard, select dropper tool and click on this darker color, and I'll reduce its width from right side like this much. You can see this is the wood. Now I will make a chimney for this house, so make a rectangle like this, press D on the keyboard and give it this color. Now I'll send it to the background. Again select this rectangle, duplicate it again and give this one a darker color. Now reduce its width like this and lower it. Okay, now chimney is done. I'll just add some bricks, so make some bricks like this. Okay, finally I'll select this window, press G key on the keyboard to get the gradient tool. Now I'll make a linear gradient like this. I will select the upper node and fill it with orange color, and select the bottom node and fill it with yellow color. Now repeat this procedure for this window. And finally we can get rid of this guidelines and we are done. So you can see we still have these white strokes here. You can get rid of those by simply increasing width of this rectangles. So press shift key on the keyboard and reduce its width a little bit like this. So I think we're done now. So hope you liked this video, and if you have any doubt regarding any drawing on my channel, just comment down and I will make a video about